One of the first milestones for many people is to make that first six-figure income, that $100,000 year. Now, this milestone can be intimidating for a lot of people, so today we're breaking down what it's like to get a six-figure income. If you like videos about business, money, and psychology, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button to not miss any of our value-packed videos. And let's get started. For many people, their first six-figure milestone can sound a little daunting and intimidating. So in order to make it more manageable and easier to visualize, we must break this goal down into smaller bite-sized chunks that we can work towards. Any big goal is more manageable when we break it down into smaller steps. So if you want to make your first six-figure income, this means you will have to make $50,000 every 6 months, which is $25,000 every quarter, which comes down to $8,333 every month, which works out to be just over $2,000 per week or $278 per day. By breaking down this seemingly big goal into smaller steps, it becomes less intimidating and much easier to manage. Instead of thinking, I gotta make $100,000, which might sound a little hard and intimidating, all you have to think about is, how do I make $278 today? It becomes less intimidating and much easier to manage. If you hit your daily income goal, you hit your monthly income goal, which hits your six-figure yearly goal. Now, there are a couple of vehicles that can take you there. You got the slow lane and you got the fast lane. Most people are trying to build their six-figure income in the slow lane by using the time money method. This is where people directly exchange their time for a fixed amount of money, like in a job. Now, most people working on an hourly job typically get paid between $15 to $30 an hour, which works out to be anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 per year. Not quite the $100,000 we're looking for. The formula to hit your income goal in this category is hourly rate times hours worked for the year equals our yearly income goal. So let's say that our friend Tom here has a yearly income goal of $100,000 and his pay is fixed at $30 per hour. This means that Tom will have to increase his hours worked in order to reach his goal. Tom will have to work 64 hours per week every week without taking any unpaid vacation in order to make $100,000 per year, not adjusting for overtime pay. So let's say that Tom does not want to work 64 hours per week. He wants to work the normal 40-hour work week, which means we have to find out how much he would need to get paid per hour to make his six-figure income. A year has 52 weeks. With a 40-hour work week, Tom works 2,080 hours per year if he takes no unpaid vacation. This means that in order to make $100,000 per year, Tom will have to be making $48 per hour, which is much higher than the average hourly rate in the US, which is around $26 per hour. In order to get this hourly rate, most people will go to school and spend tens of thousands of dollars to get a technical career that is able to provide with this hourly rate. And this is working a full-time job, meaning Tom will be making a six-figure income but doesn't have very much time to enjoy it. Now, let's say that Tom wants to cut his working hours by half and only work 20 hours per week. This means that in order to make $100,000 per year and still have time to enjoy himself, he will need to be making around $96 per hour, which still does not include any unpaid vacation. Now, it could be pretty difficult to find a job that pays $50 an hour, much less $100 an hour. But this is how most people do it. That is why the six-figure milestone seems pretty far away for the majority of the population. Now, on the other hand, we have the fast lane, the way many people hit their first six figures. This is what we call the skill income method. So let's take a look at our six-figure per year breakdown again. Let's say that you sell a product for $100. This means that you will have to sell 1,000 units of this product for the entire year. This breaks down to 84 units per month, 20 units per week, and 3 units per day. So what if you sell a product for $500? This means that you will have to sell 200 units for the whole year, 37 units per month, 4 units per week, and less than a unit per day. Now, what about a $2,000 product? Well, you would only have to sell 50 units per year, 4 to 5 units per month, and about 1 unit per week, and you will have your six-figure income. See, the reason why we call this the skill income method is that here you are not exchanging your time for a predetermined pay is based more on your skill. This method is considered the fast lane because a lot more money can be made in a single transaction than we can make in an hourly wage, which makes it much easier to get to the 6 figures. Especially if you understand a few key principles, you'd be able to sell just about anything to anybody in much less time. So the major 5 principles you must understand in order to sell anything to anyone are: Number 1. People buy emotionally. If you learn and understand what gets people emotionally buying, you'd be able to sell just about any item to them. See, people buy emotionally and justify it logically. If you've ever seen someone buy a new car, for example, you will see that they will give many logical reasons why they bought the car. But the reality is that they were already emotionally invested in the car way before they came up with the reasons why they bought it. Number 2. Actually caring for the customer. One of the many reasons why car salesmen get a bad rap is because people consider them to be unauthentic. This is because many, not all, but some, only care about making a commission. And because the salesperson does not care much about the client, they do not make a good impression on the buyer. Caring about the well-being of the customer and selling them something that will deliver value will not only help you be naturally more authentic and make sales faster, but also gives you the happiest customers because you're actually delivered value to them. Number 3. People resonate with stories and values, not features. See, there's a difference between selling why these shoes are the best shoes in the world by telling all the features the shoe has versus telling it with stories and principles. If you say that this shoe is the best shoe in the world because it has the best technology and was optimized for performance and it was made with the highest quality materials, you might not impact very many people. But if you make these shoes represent something that your audience cares about, you will get the attention of the people you want to impact. A really good example of this was Gary Vee when he was promoting his Clouds and Dirt shoes. He never spoke about the features of the shoe. He only talked about what the shoes meant for him, the vision in the clouds and the grind in the dirt. See, stories, values, and principles bypass our logical brain and create a better emotional trigger than features and facts. Number 4. People buy solutions. One of the best ways to sell something is by understanding people's pains and problems. This allows us to provide solutions to their problems, making it easier not just to make a sale, but to deliver value to your customers. Number 5. Authority. Let's say that you want to become a famous rapper. So a random guy in the street comes up to you and tells you, do these 5 exercises every day and you will become an amazing rapper. Chances are you're not going to do it. But what if Jay-Z comes up to you and tells you, do these 5 exercises every day and you'll become a great rapper? Now you'll be more likely to do it. The information did not change, but the people who gave it to you did. The reason why we might listen to Jay-Z over the random guy in the street is that one has authority and the other doesn't. So being able to create authority with your customers can make a transaction much smoother. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is all great, but I don't have a product to sell. And I get that. So I am actually putting together a free training where I'm going to show you a method that can help you make your first 6-figure income from your phone, even if you don't have a product yourself. In this training, I'm also going to be bringing a celebrity entrepreneur who've used this very method to make millions of dollars with just his cell phone. Now you can register for this exclusive training in the links in the description of this video. There are very limited spaces for this training, so make sure to register as soon as you can. Again, the link for that is in the description of this video. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the free training.